How's it going? Hey, music. How are you doing today? How did your Grand Arenas go? Well, swell, swimmingly, fine. That's good. Where are you at now? The top of Kyber 1 now? You just shoot straight up? uh, you don't want to talk about your GAC? It's okay. What do we have here? I finished my dailies. Horrible? Really? What's going on? Is there something that's like specifically holding you back, or some team, or is it just your opponents are just stacked and you're just struggling, or what's going on? What's going on in the world of music? Hey, Baroness. How are you doing? Do you, Baroness, do you speak French? Je me, je me fais quoi? I don't know how to say French. I don't know how to speak French, but do you speak French? You said you're in the East Coast of Canada. So my understanding of the East Coast of Canada is it's very yeah, it's a very French area, right? Sorry, I got a work text. On where exactly? Only 1 minute left to get your smuggler's run. Yeah. I don't, are they, I hear French, like, I hear Canadians, even French Canadians, they're really like snobby on how you speak French. Hey, Danny Delight, how are you doing? I just heard that they're, like some languages, if you try to speak it, even if you sound horrible or your pronunciation is like really whack. Broke the ice here on YouTube. Yep. You're shining a light through this frigid wasteland that is my YouTube chat. Thank you for breaking the ice. But yeah, but today we have just roster reviews. Roster reviews on the menu for today. This. Would you like a GAC analysis music? I didn't have it scheduled, but if you would like, since you're having, no, it's fine. So if you would like one music, I'd be more than happy to give you one. Hey, Depressed Wampa, how's it going? Would you? Yeah, I'll have a short. Yeah, yeah, go ahead, drop your guys' Zalo codes. I'll give you guys some quick. It's not super in depth, but yeah, let's see how you guys did. Roast. I'm too nice of a guy, Danny, to roast anyone. I'm way too nice. Way too nice of a guy. I could never do that to someone. I could never roast anyone. Too nice. Pretty soon here, I'm gonna do the state of my account. It's about that time of I do it during the off week of GAC. So maybe this weekend or something, I'll make that video. I do have to make. I am planning on making another video for like mid to late game players getting into Kyber. But we'll see. We'll see. A GAC roast. Yeah, drop your digits, music. You'll be my first, and then we'll. Did the tenacity guy ever rejoin? Which one? Are you talking about the guy who had tenacity on Maul? Yeah, are you talking about that one? I don't know why people really remember that one. They're like, people talked about that one for a while. Like, oh, like tenacity on a Maul. Yeah. Oh, you're in Kyber 4? Excellent. Excellent, Baroness. Nice. Do you feel ready? Do you feel ready for Kyber? The first time I went into Kyber, I think I survived. I'm pretty sure I survived. But it was really, actually, the first, if you guys want to watch, if you guys want to see my first trip into Kyber, you have to look at my very first streams. So my very first streams, hey SWGOH, is when I hit Kyber. So I didn't start when I started streaming in December, that was my very first time in Kyber. So pretty interesting, right? I think it was pretty interesting. So I started streaming in December and my very first Gax was Kyber. I had went 9-0. 9-0 in Erodium, and it shot me like really high into Kyber, and I ended up just barely staying in Kyber, and then I just finished some farms, and now I'm hanging out in Kyber too. Nice. So if you want to see how I handled Kyber, it was funny too, because when I first started streaming, I remember it was like one of the worst Gax I've ever did. It was like 200. I got like 200 banners or something. And it was the first stream that Zareth Prevails watched. And I was just getting smoked. So I still remember that one. But my first trip into Kyber was pretty rough. It depends, Depressed Wampa, on your guild. If you're in your GP, because like I'm not going for Gungans because my guild isn't like super crazy about the raid, and I'm not gonna farm for the raid specifically until I get a complete picture for it. Hey Reberlin. So it's up to you. I would say if you're in a good guild, or if you want to be in a better guild, then having Gungans is going to be a strong sell to get you into that higher tiered guild. But if your guild is getting like super low participation, then it's better to go for Jabba. And I would say Jabba is like eternally a better character. So I would say Jabba, slow farm the shards for Gungans, and once you finish Gungans, you can jump into the once you finish Jabba, you can jump into the Gungans. Would be just fine. That would be my recommendations. I should look at my swgoh.gg and see how my defenses do. I'm curious what they're using. Even though I'm winning, like, oops. I'm all over the place here. One day I should. All right, let's start jumping into these. Hey, Dr. Wiley, congratulations. That's a whole lot of wows. Here, let me say that. Wow, 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 wow. Yeah, that's a lot of wows, my dude. Yeah, no problem, Depressed Wampa. But the hierarchy of needs, you have to look at it in the perspective of your account. Hey, Din Dejarn, how are you doing? All right, so first we're gonna see some music. We're gonna do a quick little GAC review, then Baroness, and then we'll go into there. All right, let's see real quick, just snapshots of how it went. All right, first one, loss, win, 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 loss, loss, win, loss. That's not bad. That's 2, 4, 5. That's 5 and 4 music. You sounded like you didn't come out positive. 5 and 4 is not bad at all. Not bad at all. How do you sign up for a roster review? Um, so here, let me show you. Bum 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 bum. Dun 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 dun. Okay, I gotta go to. I don't know why. I always have like that NFL song stuck in my head whenever I stream. You know which one I'm talking about? The dun 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 dun. You know which one I'm talking about. If you watch sports. Here. Boom boom. So I'm gonna give me 1 second. I'm going to. Oh, you know what? I forgot I did this. Cool. I gotta break it up into 2 parts for YouTube though. I made a quick little thing just because the first time I kind of changed my process for everything. I spent like half the time explaining how to get a roster review. So there it is, Din Djarin. All right, so not bad, not bad at all. Let's do a quick look. Let's look at the ones you lost and see what was going on there. All right, so you got Jabba, Doubtkron. Okay. All right, Dark Trooper, Moff Gideon. That's good. I would say I do in 3s music. I do like Rex 5s if you have them. So that's something to do. Rex 5s. I think it's just a better defense overall than Hera, Chopper, Rex is not that much. Yeah, this has been a fantastic one. So I'm reviewing Musiques and Baroness. And then I'm going off my list, maybe. You guys are welcome to drop your stuff, and then I'll try to get to you on Sunday, or because here's my current list. Oh, here, yeah, is that you, Fear? Fear 1815. I imagine. But I'm trying to get through some of these roster reviews. Is my main goal. All right. Not the best defense, but it is something. I'll say this, Musique. So you have SOKR, right? Maybe I'm just doing 2 from like current people who asked. I'll AI listen. I'll listen. So you have SOKR. I would say having these guys, Hux and Kylo Ren unmasked, are so I'll say this, Fear. If you did post it here, you're right here. You're on my second. You're on my number 2, Fear, for GAC reviews. So I'll probably get you on Sunday. So I do have you on my list. You're number 2. Yeah, so I'll say this, like having Hux and Kylo Ren, probably better to have them the flexibility of having them on offense. Because there are teams where you would want to take SOKR with either Hux or Kylo with you, and then Hux, Sith Trooper, TIE Fighter pilot. If you have the Omicron, is actually a really strong character, really strong group. So something to think about. So you can, if you're just going for like a garbage defense, as you saw, like this got beat. Well, it's Zori, but this can be anything else. You know what I mean? Because this is, I know you did this as a throwaway team, but you can choose a better throwaway team. And then even this, are you you can use something else here. I know you put like BB-8 and there's probably nothing else you need BB-8, but even if you use like I don't know, Zori or something, or not, I'm sorry, not Zori. Um Sortie, you know what I mean? Like you can I don't know if you have Sortie somewhere else. Yeah, but you can use like Sortie or something. Yeah, this it's not very good. It just has no synergy. But don't get me wrong, like IG and Quill are good, and you can use them with something, but you can change the lead on it. This is fine. This is fine. Like I said, I do like having Hux and Kylo crew on offense. This is fine. This is okay. This is just yeah, same thing like Sith Trooper. Having it on offense with like Hux, Sith Trooper, Hux, Sith Trooper, TIE Fighter Pilot Omicron is actually like a good team. I kill what do you call it? Afra with that team, like Afra and the two droids. Afra's not the best defense just because there's nothing stopping you from attacking Afra, but using Hux first order TIE Pilot and Sith Trooper to max banners against that team is really good. So, and it's not like you always see Afra, but that team, if there's that team punches really really high, so you'd be surprised. This isn't bad. I think a lot of times it looks like you're struggling on your offense, so that's good. Mm, I'm surprised you timed out on this, to be completely honest. Do you have your alt music? This is fine. I don't know what you're I don't know what you're trying here, but this was never gonna work. That was never gonna work. So Radis is still a good team, even especially Radis with a tank. I would not. Hey Galaxy, how are you doing? I would not do that. Like, yeah, this is fine. But like honestly, if you could put like, mm, I don't know why you don't have fives at relics. To be completely honest with you, if you would relic one of the 501st clone troopers, it should have been fives. So that like as a side farm or something, I would take at least R5 or something. Cool. Desjardins, Din Djarin. I don't like this because you're pretty much like splitting up two teams. Because Han and Chewie are really good with just any team. Like you can go you can even go like Wedge Han Chewie. You can go Bam Han Chewie. You can go Dash Han Chewie, and then CLS with Chewpio C3PO. So I don't like doing CLS Han Chewie. Uh, it's unnecessary. Hey, Peak Celery. Especially for this, I've a feeling like CLS could have handled it by himself, or I would have, like this. That's rough. So I'll say this, like, I don't think you're using airplane mode, Musique. So you need to use airplane mode. So I see a lot of times like these losses. Uh, where is it? Like this should have never been, this shouldn't have been a loss. It should have been a quit. Same thing as this. I'm sorry. This shouldn't be a loss. It should be a quit. So you're making it harder. It's not most of the time. It's should be all the time. So you should use airplane all the time. Um, and honestly, you should have like, because I highly doubt with how this team works that you didn't know that it was gonna go down. You know what I mean? Like at some point you should have known like, oh, I'm gonna lose this. And then you either just like slide your phone down and put it on airplane mode or something, or just like quit before it happens. But you're making life a lot harder when you do this because then you have to like bring in a overkill team. Hey, Mr. King, you have to overkill it. So I don't know if you're running out of teams. I don't know how this is a quit. I'll say this, like Darth Malgus doesn't like Sith. He does like Sith Empire. So I wouldn't use Sith with Malgus. You need to use Sith Empire. The only time you would break the Sith Empire thing is with Talon. But I don't know how this lost, to be completely honest with you. Mm, I still think at R5. At R5, it still should have been able to kill at least the bros or something. Like he's immune to healing immunity. I could see like them running a little mini train. Malgus always has the juice music. He always has the juice. I don't see how this loses. I don't even at this gear level, I don't see this. Well, you did preload, but I don't know. This is insane. This is insane. This would have never worked. That would never work with them preloaded. I don't know what you're doing, music, but that's not good. So you're preloading. That's one. You're not fully utilizing the juice in your team. Yeah, let's go real quick. Yeah, see Hanju. You may be running out of teams because you're not like smartly balancing your teams. So you really do in threes. The big part of threes just is it, and the difficult part of threes is like smartly splitting up your team. Like that's why I take a lot of like my Sith Empire on offense. Why I what like just like you got to smartly use your hey, thanks for the dollar, Mr. Kane. Thanks for the live chat. Yeah. But yeah, thanks for the super chat, $1 or a super. Is that a super that chat or is it super like? I think it's a super like, super chat. There's no words to it, so I think it's a super like. You had a butane canister explode 4 feet from you and wrecked your stuff. Wow, that's rough. How'd that happen? But yeah, I'll say that like smartly if you're running out of teens. No, man. But I would say splitting up your teams smartly. And this is why I say taking it on offense for you want SLKR first order officer crew. If you would have that, crew is pretty important to suck up the damage from like bush. So yeah, stuff like this is why I say that you should do it, because especially against like um an R5 bush Leia, you want like it's very hard for an R5, especially an R8 SOKR against an R5 bush. Yeah, so that's what I was saying. Like, you need to smartly use your teams. Oh wow, that sucks, dude. How's your hearing? That mess up your hearing at all? I don't know about this one. That's insane. That's a lot of speed and offense. Uh, I know you have your. So why did you stop attacking because they just didn't attack music? Because it was just like the end of the round? Nice. I don't think Jabba's relics are too big. I think his team's relics like this, R8, R9, R8, I would say is better than like an R9 Chrysanthemum or Bush. I think is better than an R9 Jabba. Yeah, so that's my biggest thing, music, I would say, is using your team smartly. Yeah, sooner or later we'll all have everything on everything R9. Um, so normally music, this is good, but normally and yeah, you don't need the BAM for this if you have if they don't have, what do you call it? If they don't have Maul, you don't need BAM. I still think BAM is the safer for Lord Vader, personally. Especially like R7, R3, R7. These are really low relics, but without BAM, like taking the Mandalorian is a risk here, because if he ramps too much, like he could possibly kill Fennec, and then having that safety net of BAM, I think, especially in threes. This is Kyber 2, Celery. So I don't know. I do like BAM. I'll tell you this. This is worse. Some of the worst defenses I see than what I see at the bottom of Kyber 2. Yeah, Kyber 2 is pretty big. But yeah, I would say the biggest thing is just like your utilization of teams. I think you can spread it out more, make a little more smarter teams, um, get a little more out of it. But not bad, music. Not bad. You're doing well. Your BAM is gear 11? You need to get your relics up, man. You need to get your relics up. Those are some rookie levels on BAM. Like if you have an executor, which I think you do, you need a relic BAM. At least R3. At least R3. Yeah. Well, because yeah, I don't know. Okay. I would say, yeah, music, you need to start shoring up this account. Shoring up this account. But because I would say too, if you're not taking Leviathan to 7 stars, just take it on offense. On offense, it's still really good. But if it's less than 7 stars on defense, it's honestly not that great. So, but on offense, it still does a lot of good things, like beats profundities, it beats executors. Leviathan should always be on offense right now. I don't agree with that whatsoever, Peak Celery. I don't. I don't. I don't agree with that opinion. R9 Lord Vader isn't bad. I would say Empire is not in the 90th percentile, Peak Celery. It's not. Don't get me wrong. It's still a good counter, but I don't know. I just don't agree with that. there is like the thought process of taking your best fleets on offense, and putting down cheese fleets and then just winning with like high banners, like high efficiency. So that is a thought process, um, but I personally don't subscribe to it. I think that's more of like the top. So if you're like the top 500 or something, top even top 1,000 in this game, then I would say, hey, thanks for the gifted sub, Musique. But I would say if you're like the really top and you're just going for like, because it is an efficiency meta, and you're just going for like max efficiency, then yeah, I could see that. Yeah, don't get me wrong, it's a reliable counter. It is. Um, but I do believe in putting, um, because you can off meta every single fleet too. So why? And again, it just depends where you are. Because if I was like, you know, top 500 player or something, yeah, maybe I would. Maybe I would be playing with efficiency, trying to like squeeze every single banner. And then, yeah, absolutely. But to say like Levy should always be on offense right now, I don't agree with that statement. That's a pretty like a pretty broad, too broad. I could maybe agree, on some people, but I understand the concept. But I wouldn't say it's like it's something everyone should subscribe to. All right, Baroness, La Baroness. Kyber 4, look at that. I hope you're ready for a wild ride. 6.2 million. Well, you do have more GLs than I did when you got into when I got into Kyber. See what your ships, to remind myself. I had much better ships though. Your ships is a disaster. What a disaster. Month or two. You need two. You need at least two. All right, let's go. Let's do this. All right. See how you did. All right, so you do have the. If you can, I would change that level 6. So there's better ones. Oh, the offense. Oh, I'm sorry. No, that one's still fine. Actually, I get it. Yeah, this is fine. This is fine. Um, I'm not a big fan of General Kenobi here in threes. Maybe. With the Kron, with this Kron, like Starkiller is not going to beat that. You can do Kenobi. It's fine. Because I'll say this. You don't. Your Kron doesn't have any synergy with resistance, so it's not like you need resistance. So Kenobi's fine, and he's R7, so he's a high relics. And this Kron has like absolutely no synergy with resistance, so it doesn't even matter. It's not like you need a resistance character in here. Yeah, you're gonna have your lunch eaten. Stop that. What are you doing? So you're absolutely gonna have your lunch eaten in Kyber. I would say maybe if you had the Holdocron, maybe the Holdocron, you would have a chance of just like having an unbeatable Ray. You have the Holdocron? Okay. You use it with Zori? Hmm. You have your Zori at Relics now? Vincron? R1 Wampa. They just SOKR the race. In threes, SOKR was not a good counter. In fives, maybe. I think in fives it'll be more reliable. I'm just saying this player just got to Kyber. And I'll say this in Kyber, most Kyber players are gonna have a stronger, yeah. Look at this. Gear 12, SOKR, Daka Zombie. Excellente. All right. Yeah, I'll say this, Baroness. You're gonna have to go with the Ray and Pray. The Ray and Pray. And then of course just put that Ray and Zori on your front line and just kind of hope for the best. That's what you're gonna have to do. All right. So I don't see anything like super crazy here. Your offense is a little weak, right? But I think that's just what you have. And I'll say this, I do like Hux, Sith Trooper, TIE Fighter Pilot Omicron. I don't think you have the Omicron, so you know, I don't know how I would split it if I didn't have it, because I think in Kyber there's only two real teams, first order teams that are worth anything, like, and that's Hux lead with TIE Pilot Omicron or SOKR. I think any other first order variant is extremely weak. Yeah, I think you're honestly you're struggling for teams in Erodium. So you're struggling. Hey, Kazutora. What advice do you need, Kazutora? But I'll say this, you're struggling, absolutely struggling to survive here in Erodium. So I think with teams, So I think you're gonna struggle. You're gonna struggle in Kyber. And the problem, you're kind of behind the curve on ships too. Like by the time you hit Kyber, you should be looking at like something stronger. Cause yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I think you need to go for like something big. Either the whatever comes out in 2024 fleet. Are you close to Bane? Like Bane is something that would really help you on offense. That is just able to punch like straight up. If you can get something like Bane, but I would say you need another defense. Either like a JMK Ray, believe it or not. Oh, okay. So if you, I know you probably don't want to, and I usually don't say this, but if you're looking for like a reliable hold, you need like something like Leia or JMK would be really reliable. I do think you should get Jabba, of course, just because like you can put Jabba on defense, you can take him on offense. He's probably the best GL return of investment. So Jabba would be great. Jabba JML. But JMK is like it's a struggle. A lot of people just can't beat JMK. And then that'll keep you probably a JMK and Prey will keep you in Kyber. Especially if you go like Ray JMK. Some enough people will fail on JMK that it'll be a reliable, and it's an easy win too, because you just need to clear like 2 or 3 zones if they can't clear your front wall. So something to think about. I would switch JML and Jabba. Flip it and reverse it. Yeah, flip it and reverse it. Flip or flip, reverse. That's what I would do. I don't care, Baroness. I don't care how. I don't. I don't. Jabba's just better. Hey, Daniel. Flip it, reverse it. Because the thing is, you need the JML team. You need the JML team, and you need R9 on JML. So it's much better to go for Jabba. And Peak Celery is right. The sooner you get Jabba, the better. And Jabba comes like prepackaged with his team already. So I would go for Jabba. And I was the same thing. When I farmed JML, I pretty much needed just Mon Mothma. Like I just Mon Mothma. I farmed Mon Mothma and then like 2 or 3 relics or 2 or 3 relic levels on some other characters, and then I had JML. So it just makes it really quick. But JML also requires I don't know how many Kairos Heck he needs, like 700 or something, 400, 500. I don't know how much a GL needs off the top of my head. But he needs all that Kyrotech, he needs all that relics, he needs to be at R9. So it's not just like, oh, I'm close to JML. And then you need to like increase the relics on your Jedi, so because you need a JML team, and it's a lot. So go for Jabba. Don't slow down Jabba. Yeah, of course you need your exact. So exact Jabba JML. Whatever after that. Hey DT KKM. Currently on the hunt for a usable crit damage triangle for SOKR. Nice. You just have to look at it, Daniel. You have to scout your opponent and to see what's better. What to put, and I would say like 99% of the time, it's gonna be putting a really strong SOKR in your front line and then just hoping that holds and beats the enemy roster. And I get like you feel naked without that easy button because SOKR can just like beat a team, but you know, you just have to do your best. What's the advice you need, Kazutora? Because I'm actually um I my request line is really backed up. You can't type on Discord channel? Why can't you type on Discord channel, hey? Man, you guys are really ugh. Here, I'll say this. I'll say this. I will do Fears, then Kazutora's, then Hey. And then, fine. I'll just open it up. I'll open it up. Today we're gonna go just live. Only live. So here. So Fear. Fear will get his GAC. Then Kazutora. Then I'll go Hey. So if you can't type Hey, yeah, there's a huge line. You just cut way in front of it. So here you go to welcome. So you need to go to this welcome. Hey, and then you have to hit this right here. You have to hit one of these frog ones. You have to click, and then that'll open up so that you can talk in here. So if you go here, click one of these frogs in the welcome channel, and then that'll allow you to talk in Discord. Round 2 attacks in the latest one. Wampa, the bar killer. This is good. This is good right here. If anything, this is impressive. Yeah, so yeah, this is the only thing of note here. Like I would say this is smart. Soloing C with SOKR. That's a good call right there. Sidious right here. This is smart. Imperial Troopers on Night Sisters. That's good. So yeah, this is smart. Good job. But I like everything else, pretty cookie cutter standard. This, I don't know why you went with this, or did you scout this person, Baroness? Did you scout this? So, because you used some like pretty strong teams on the front wall, like stronger than I would. So I do try to save my GLs for the back or after I open up that bottom front wall. I don't know. You watch me go live all the time, right? And I always tell you guys, you're like, use this, use that. And on that front bottom wall, I try to be, and that's why it takes me so long to break that front bottom wall usually, is because I'm looking at like, what is the absolute cheapest I can break through that wall. So I see the complete picture and then I can start using, my best teams on whatever their best teams are. But I think that's pretty critical in being able to full clear or how reliably I full clear is having the understanding of like, okay, I'm going to scout them. I'm going to have a plan for the back wall, but I need a plan for like, just in case they mix it up on me. Cause some people, I have no idea what's on their back wall or I don't know what's going on right there. Yeah. But this is really good right here. And I'll say this, if you get Jabba, Jabba comes with the Lord Vader counter as well because you get Fennec. So like not only do you get Jabba, which is like a Leia and a JMK counter, but Jabba also comes with Fennec, which becomes a Lord Vader. I'm sorry, a JMK or a Leia counter, but you get a Fennec, which becomes your Lord Vader counter. So Jabba's kind of like a 2-for-1. 2-for-1 package deal for dealing with GLs. You get like an off meta GL killer for Lord Vader, and you also get Jabba. So people got mad. Yeah, so that's why I'm saying you gotta go like as cheap as possible on that front bottom wall until you get the full picture, and then you can start overkilling teams. Unless you just like you look at their roster and like they have absolute crap, but something to think about. All right, Senor Kazutora. What was your question? What advice are you looking for, buddy? Buddy, old pal. The big pass? What do you mean? What do you mean? Oh, Conquest. Yeah, I do. I got addicted to it. I did. And I just, for one, I really like the time saver it saves for me. And two, I'm unlocking Bane, and I just didn't want to do it without that. Why? Time. It saves me so much time. It saves me time. Yeah, because like the price to me is worth the time I save on doing it, and it's just like stress free. You know what I mean? Yeah, the feats are really easy. But I'll tell you what the biggest reason why I get it is just because I can switch out data discs so cheap. And also because almost every fight, I switch out my data discs, and it's just so convenient. It's just so amazingly convenient, and it's hard to pass that up after you've because I did it for the proving grounds, and it's the CG did it so sneaky. They were so sneaky, um, and then now that I'm like hooked with how convenient it is. Just like switch out data disks. I'm like, oh, I'm using this team. I'll use this set of data disks. Oh, I'm using this team. I'll use this set. It's just so good. Yeah, and I get it. I get it. It's like it's 100% not needed because am I getting anything of value for that $20? Like anything extra, I'll say. Am I getting anything extra? Like absolutely not. I'm the only thing I'm doing is I'm paying $20 for the absolute convenience and time saver that it is. And I like maybe I get a little bit more Datacron material because I get like extra energy and whatever, but it's really negligible. So, but is it worth it for me? Just to not have like that added anxiety of, like having to deal with conquest. Yeah, I guess. I don't have any proving ground characters music. So if it used to be worth it, but I don't have any characters in proving ground, so I can't even do the event anymore. 70? No. You can just do the math. Oh, before proving grounds? I don't think so. Yeah, if you buy the $10 pass or you buy the shards, yes. But yeah, you should actually. But it's not 70 each one because you get less shards on the second time around. Um, yeah, you should probably get it. In 6 months you should unlock it, Baroness. Your Jedi team. Okay. You should. I don't know. Yeah. So you have to buy the yeah, you have to buy the thing. Let's see. 70, 140, 210, 245. No, you'd be short. You have to buy the either the Pass Plus or I'm sorry, you have to buy the pass, the $10 one, or you have to be using your conquest credits to be buying the character shards. So you have to do one or the other. Use your conquest currency to buy the shards, or start. Yeah. All right. So Kazutora, almost 3 million GP, about a year's played. All right. So Yeah, you need to go for obviously you need to go for SOKR Kazutora. Like first and foremost, SOKR. Oh man, your ships. Your ships. So start farming your ships. Like your ships are really really bad Kazutora. So after a year's playing, you should have more invested in here. But you don't have like you don't have a usable you have a barely usable fleet. So yeah, start farming the ships. Not slightly Kazutora. You need to go like stop changing it from slightly, and you need to focus on it. Oh, you're getting the finalizer pack? Okay. Yeah, you should if you're getting the Pass Plus, you should probably be able to get the gold box. If you can't, if you get the box before gold, the box 5 and the Pass Plus, then you should unlock then you should unlock it at 6 months, Baroness. You're ready with the money? Okay. Start farming the things. I'm sure it'll come, Kazutora. Start farming the things that aren't in it. So start farming the ships that you need for Executor. So all the ships that aren't in it, like the TIE bomber, it gives you Xanadu blood, so you should be farming for IG 2000, TIE bomber. Yeah. Yeah, IG 2000 TIE bomber. It's gonna give you the Houndstooth. It's gonna give you the Xanadu blood. TIE Defender's good. I wouldn't focus on the TIE Defender right now. I would. So this needs to be your priority. You need to do. You need to like get your relics up for SOKR. If you're gonna buy the ship pass, then just ignore all the, or if you're gonna buy the finalizer bundle, ignore all the ships that are in the finalizer bundle and only get and start farming the ones that aren't for the executor, and then start farming once you have all the relics for SOKR ready, then start saving enough materials so that you can immediately bring SOKR to R7, including gear, Kyrotech, all that other stuff, signal data, Kyrotech as well, or I'm sorry, Zeta materials as well, and then start farming for your executor. I don't know why you're focused on Jedi, but that shouldn't be your focus right now. Your focus, like F the Jedi, Jedi aren't important to you right now. What is important is going to be SOKR into executor. Once you have SOKR into executor, if you want to farm like a Jedi team for whatever reason, go ahead. But like that should be your main focus. GL ship, and then after that you need to start getting some assault battles. So it looks like you're doing pretty good with rebels. Yeah, your rebels are good. You do need Chewbacca, Chewpio up and running, and probably C3PO. Yeah, so you do need to get those up and running to get the 3-star rebel one. Jedi Knight Revan doesn't need to be relicked. He's actually pretty effective at Gear 12 for a while in the early game. So I wouldn't say like Jedi Knight Revan is a must-have on relics right away. He's perfectly fine. Like if you have a relic tank or relic Grandmaster Yoda, Gear 12 Jedi Knight Revan's fine. So I would say you need to hard focus SLKR and Executor. So start finishing these Executor requirements and start finishing SLKR. Once you have those up and running, like CLS, Rebels, Imperial Troopers should be your next side farms. Like Dark Trooper, but that's what I would recommend. Kazutora. Like that's what you need to focus on. And again, you don't have to focus on the you don't have to focus on the whatever's in the finalizer bundle. You can skip that for now if you want to, but you need to start going for the things that aren't in there, like IG 2000, TIE Bomber, Razor Crest, and then you need to start side farming these geo ships and start getting ready for the malevolence. So it should be finalizer, executor, malevolence, negotiator, and then Chimera fleet should be what your farming pathway for like fleets you get up. And then the finalizer you only have to get to like 5 stars, and then you go all in on that executor. You get 5 stars. You get 5 stars on the malevolence, and then 7 stars on the negotiator, then 7 stars on the malevolence. So that's my recommendations, my dude. But good progress. Good progress. I want to see some height. The next time I look at your account, Kazutora, you need to get some height into your account, okay? But not bad. Not bad at all. All right, hey, drop your ally code. Hey, hey. Yeah, I expect to see some height. GL ship. After that, start farming some assault battles into Jabba. Hello, Lord Bane. How are you doing today? Hey. It's like you and Kazutora have very similar accounts. See what you have in here. SOKR, 100% SOKR. Same thing. See, much better ships. Much better ships. But you bought the bundles. You bought the more bundles. So I would say same thing. Same thing as Kazutora. Same thing. Like you need a farm. You need to be side farming each fleet as it comes. Like finish SOKR or finish the executor, then malevolence, then negotiator, then the Chimera or home one, or you can like finish up finalizer one fleet at a time. You can side farm like the shards. When I say like finish a fleet, I mean investing the credit, the leveling them all up. The ship omegas are the huge thing, stuff like that. But you can go ahead and start investing in like some other side things as well, because farming, you need to fart. I don't know. I feel like that quote is us like I feel that quote is like taking a single part of what I said. I said you need a side farm. I didn't say. Yeah, I feel like that quote is not an accurate. Don't become a reporter, Baroness, because you're gonna get sued. You're just kind of trying to quote people. You're like, I didn't say that. Being a reporter would not be a good profession for you. All right, so yeah, obviously TIE Bomber. You should be using your get to for malevolence. Finish executor. After executor and like you're gonna have to get relics on these two, on Bam and Cad Bane. You need to take them to relics. So don't ignore. Okay, you have Cad Bane up. So don't ignore BAM. So you're going to need BAM as well. Okay. Yeah, make sure you're... Once you start having extra, like IG 2000 needs to be farmed. This absolutely needs to be farmed. You should be double farming this actually. Like double farming this every day. What's up with your IG 2000? Okay. But you need this ship at 7 stars. So you need to farm it. This is like the biggest thing. That's not something to brag about, music. It's not good. It's not good. You need relics. Relics on BAM. If you farm Executor, just put in the work. Get the pilots to relics. But yeah, IG. You should be double farming this ship right here. The IG 2000. That's the thing that's going to slow you down right now. Yeah, so same thing. SOKR, Executor. After that, your Imperial Troopers are looking pretty good. So after Executor Imperial Troopers, like R5 Dark Trooper, after you have SOKR up and running. Hey, thanks for subscribing, and Ditesh Ordo. But once you have this up and running, Dark Trooper, R5. Oh, you don't even know, hey. You don't even know. I just invested 3,400 Kyrotech. I just invested 3,400 Kyrotech for the Inquisitor farm. So your mere 600 Kyrotech farm is nothing. But yeah, it gets better. It gets better, hey. I'll say this. If you farm it, like I said, if you go off my hierarchy of needs, you'll start getting more Kyrotech over time. Farm your like your GL ship. Start focusing on assault battles, and then weave in assault battles with big farms. So go like GL assault battle, GL assault battle, GL assault battle. And then over time, you'll start getting a lot more passive income. If you're looking for good side farms, you know, like you should get this Darth Treya up and running. Just because like right now, like same thing like Savage, Nihilus, if you're looking for easy ways to get your Grand Arena up, like this Darth Treya, this Savage, this Darth Nihilus, really strong team. So finding these Gear 12 teams that are really, really cheap, because like as you're waiting for Kyrotech, you can use your guild currency, your Mark 1s to bring up characters like Darth Treya, Savage, Nihilus up to Gear 12. If you did, yeah, I can look at those. Scarred, right? Scarred? No, you need scarred. So you did the wrong Zeta, hey. So you're gonna have to put scarred on here. So after you put on scarred, just start saving your Zetas. But you put in the wrong Zeta. So you need scarred is the one you want. Yeah, but that's all you need. As far as Zetas go, this is like Hux, Scarred is the biggest ones. As far as Omicrons, Wampa's good. No, this is okay, but I feel like this is way too early. You're way too early, hey, to be using Territory War or Omicrons. You need to build that foundation first. You have to build that foundation first. So try to save your Omicrons for the best Grand Arena ones. So Treya, Savage should be your next Omicrons. Treya, Darth, Treya, and Savage. Yeah, see the two? You're done. I'm cutting you off, hey. I'm cutting you off. You are cut off from Territory War Omicrons. No more. No more. You hit your limit right now. Not for a while. Like, Territory War Omicrons are good, but your account is way too young. Way too young to be building that many. Really? I wow. Just Hux is just for the unlock. The Hux's Zeta is the only important one. Yeah, hey. So, and then after you put Scarred on crew, just start saving the rest of your Zetas. But yeah, Savage, Treya, Savage, Nihilus. Good side farms after you have your after you have your SLKR. That's fine, but you're cut off, hey. You're cut off. No more. No more. Yeah, like low gear Omicrons, Savage, Treya, Wampa, all good. But, you know, Qui-Gon once you get like a Relic Anakin or something. But you need to save them. Start saving your Omicrons. So I went with Relic 5 on Cad Bane and Relic 3 on Bam, and that's been just fine for me. So Relic 3, Relic 5 is perfectly fine. If you don't want to invest the Zetas in Bam, then you can go R5 Bam, R5 Cad Bane. If you don't want to put Zetas on them, because you got to get the speeds right. That's not Bam. Oh yeah, that is Bam. So if you don't want to put Zetas on them, I put Zetas on them back when Zetas weren't like as big of a bottleneck as they are now. So yeah. You can keep Bosk at R5 is fine too. It's honestly not a big deal. R5, R5, R3. If you have the Zetas, R3. If you don't have the Zetas, R5 is fine too. The biggest thing is you just want the Razor Crest to be 1 speed slower than the Xanadu Blood. I'm sorry, 1 speed slower. Yeah, not bad. Alright, so Fear. Is Fear still here? Fear, are you here? Senor Fear. Calling Senor Fear. Yeah, it's good. So, and you're don't apply it because you'll need the Zetas, so you'll just have to wait until after you have your stuff. Did Fear take off? I think he did. I think he did. Oh well. All right, next. Yeah. Oh, that's the live ones. That was the live ones. What a shame. Fear could have cut the line. Yeah, I'll open it up if anyone else wants a live review. We'll do that. Gira keyboards. Oh man. Hey Halsey. How's it going? I do need to start calling some of this stuff down from Bronzium wiring. So what I do with Gira keypads is these. You can use these. Just farm. I farm with my fleet energy. I farm only these. I've seen you talk in other because obviously I watch other content creators too. So I've seen you around Halsey. Yeah. So who would it be? I like obviously JML, and then after JML probably Leia. After Leia, probably Bane would probably be my R9. Yeah, don't do it. Don't do it. Hey, don't do it. I'm telling you, your two Omicrons you have is good for a while. Is good for a while. So, I would say if you want to be a balanced, if you want to balance, if you want to balance your TW Omicrons and GAC Omicrons, go for like a 4-to-1 ratio. I think a 4-to-1 ratio is absolutely fair. And then if you start getting to the point where you're running out of like GAC Omicrons, because there's like some GAC Omicrons that are just like really important, or teams that start taking like Ufus take what, like 4 at least, 5. Like Riva takes, I would say at least like 2. Most of the ones that have 3, you want at least 2 of them. The rule of 2, Norquist. The rule of 2. But yeah, Pocus, go ahead. Drop your ally code, Pocus. Pocus. I would like to do roster reviews. I'm just not in a, I don't know why. I'm not in a GAC review kind of mood. But yeah, this is the best way to get it. Also using your Mark II music. So if you do this, also using your Mark II is how I farm them. So the raid stuff, I just go in and then I buy whatever whatever I have for Mark II in here, and it's really quickly. Same thing for impulse detectors. Like I think I farmed these 60 impulse detectors and these 20 Gira pads really quickly. It was like less than 10 days. Yeah, I get it's expensive music, but it's still a really good one. All right, so you wanted a roster review, Pilkis, or a GAC review? That's what she said, Halsey. Burn. Roster's fine. Cool. So and the reason I like when I did because I had to farm the 3400 Chirotech for my Inquisitors. So I farmed that whole right side for them, and I still had all these Mark II to use. So I farmed my 60 impulse detectors and 20 Gira pads while I was waiting for pretty much my Inquisitors farm to finish. But yeah, music. So I like Mark II. Mark II is a great way. Like you can use Mark III for impulse detectors. So I did the Mark II, Mark III for impulse detectors at the same time. It was really quick. And then Gira keypads, I used the Mark II, and then farmed. I farm only this. That's what I said, Celery. But you just caught. I just said that, right? You're just saying what I said. You're saying. All right, but yeah, that's what I would recommend. Mark II. Mark II is like incredibly bountiful music, incredibly bountiful. All right, focus. But I'm telling you, music. If you use your Mark II, it goes by really quickly. Because I know like there comes a time when you farm that right side. For me, I'm farming that right side of characters faster than I can farm the left. And then I finish a farm, I finish the right side, and then I use that Mark II to farm something else while I'm waiting for that left side to farm. And that's how I did it. So, you can do that too. Scab Lord? I'm just saying that's a horrible name. right? Isn't that just like, I would not, you know, I would not find that a very terrifying name. All Fear Scab Lord. I don't know. Just doesn't have a... Yeah, okay, I'll look at that, Lord Bane. Scar Lord, maybe. Eric Squadron. Scrab Blord. Alright, Galactic Power 5.8 million GP, 3.2 in characters, 2.5 in ships. Scrabble Lord. Alright, a little over a year and some change farmed. Or a year and some change played. You got to get this to R9. I get you probably just unlocked this, right? Yeah, you probably just unlocked this. Get this to R9. R8, if you're going to R8 JML, you might as well have kept him at R7. Like, JML, like, R8's nothing. It does almost nothing for him. So, get him up to R9 as soon as you can. But R8 is useless. I'll say this. I don't know why you have like mismatched sets. It's not so important that you need a protection primary here. If you have like a health or a potency set or something, that would be fine. But GLs should have matching sets. So I would say I wouldn't have mismatched sets on a GL because they're so stat hungry that the offset is still important. So I would say like, and this is a decent one. You're gonna want to give this to like, this is very clearly a gas mod. So this one in the future will go to gas. Not the biggest deal in the world. Yeah, but it doesn't belong on JML. So just find a speed set, a speed mod that has good health or protection on it, or find a keep building sets. It's fine. You don't have to do it right now. Because if you took him to R9, I'm sure he'd be okay. But you do also want like potency on here. See how you have like absolutely zero. This is kind of nuts. I've never seen this. I've never seen this so clean where you just have like such crap mods that you don't have any. It's not like the biggest deal, but it's been a while. I don't think I've ever seen something like this where it was just like you have absolutely no secondary stats on here. It's actually kind of nuts if you think about it. Yeah. So yeah, he does JML. That's why I'm talking about it. Like he wants potency. I try to aim at least for around 100% at least. But the big thing with JML, right? The big thing is you want him to counter something good. So you want him to counter like a really strong Lord Vader or a JMK, or even in some cases like a Leia or something. And a big part of him winning those matchups is his control. Him dazing them, pushing back their turn meter, ability blocking them, increasing their cooldowns. All these things are important. Like, yeah, you want Big Daddy Luke to be thick. You want him to have those curves. You know what I mean? You need to have him romping it out. So you need a big, thick 2C JML. You need a big booty JML to be rocking that protection. Very important. I get it. But that's not everything. He also needs speed and he also needs potency. So keep that in mind. And so honestly, the ideal set I would say for JML is one that is a speed and a potency set. I don't have a speed and a potency set. I have a speed and a health set, but you need to work on that. Hey, Nitro, thank you. I appreciate the kind words. Is me? Hey, Mikezel. I can't even say your name. Melkezel. Melkeisel. Can you phonetically spell that for me? Melkeisel? Maybe Melkeisel. But yeah, but Big Daddy JML, you want them nice, fat, thick. It's not like you need a 6 dot these mods right away because it's only 0.5% protection. So I do like the control that you have, that you're not building up just like all your crap mods. So I like that. I like that, but you do need over time his Malkaizel. Okay, cool. Yeah, so I would say you do need that. Yeah, sure, Nitro. Here, I should write these down. I'll do my best. It's 8:20, so here. Who do I need a who did I say I would get well, I'm sorry. I cannot speak today. All right, so it was Halsey, Lord Vader, then I'll go with Lord Vader. Halsey, Lord Bane, then Melk, Nitro. Okay. So believe it or not, I had a super long day today. So I'm like, that's probably why I did want to take a nap. I did not end up taking one. Usually when I have a super stressful day at work, I take like a quick little nap. It just like refreshes the mind. But I'm napless today. So no, it's cool, Halsey. I don't mind. All right. So yeah. So JML, you need to get just I get it. He's still a work in progress. So this is good. Your Ray is good. Ray is good. Le Jabba. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. So would I get JML to R9 before I started with the relics for Java? I think I would. I think I would. I think I would, to be completely honest with you. I think I would R9 JML and then just take Java up as soon as I can. Or I would probably at least R3 Java at minimum. I would R3 Java and then R9 JML. What type of stress do I encounter from my day-to-day job? So I'm in the Marines. So I'm a master sergeant in the Marines. So I've been in the Marines for God, how long? 16 years, almost close to 17 years now. So my type of stress is pretty unique towards like military stress. It's just I just have a lot of responsibility, I guess. A lot of problems. A lot of we're classically like underfunded, undermanned, and we just have to like make through with it. And then a lot of what my job entails just is not a lot of flexibility. It's just we just have to like get it done. And then a lot of it is like what I do here. Just talking to young Marines, helping them out, getting them like helping them with their problems and everything else, just because I have a lot of just life experience or Marine experience that I have to like, well, I don't have to, but that I like help them with whatever they're trying to do. Because my time in the Marines is coming to an end. So it's not about me. It's just, helping the next generation do the best that they can. So yeah, so it's just stuff like that it just gets really stressful. And it's just it's just a ton of work, like just constantly nonstop, having to deal with like problems, coming up with solutions, and then, yeah, doing that. Yeah. So yeah, it's probably, yeah, probably the same kind of stuff. Because I am relatively young. I'm 34, but in the military, I'm ancient. I am like a very old person military wise. Like my um yeah, like most the average age in the military is like 24 or something. Need to read a book. No, I sleep just fine. I just didn't go to sleep. All right, let's see. Look at your ships. I'll say this. I do like what you built at 5.8 million GP. How much time do you have left? Or do you have played in this account? Oh, no. I have a degree in psychology, so I have my bachelor's in psychology. Um and then I have my I'm going to school for a master's of business administration. So I'm thinking about applying to jobs out here in Okinawa, and just doing something in business. And then once I go back to the States, I have a full scholarship. So I'm thinking about using that scholarship to either get a doctorate in something, a law degree, or like a second master's in something. So we'll see. It's very. I have a lot of options, believe it or not. Full time streaming probably not one of those options, but I do have with the flexibility of like a pension and health insurance for the rest of my life, and a 4 year scholarship. And I graduated summa cum laude, like with a 4.0 GPA for my bachelor's degree. So I do, and with my military experience, I can apply to some pretty prestigious, I think, and be pretty competitive for different graduate programs. So, it just depends on what I want to do. And it really depends on mainly like just, yeah, how long I want to stay here and when I want to go back to the States to work on, I guess my third degree. So we'll see. But I'll say this about this account. A year and a half and you have JML, Leia, Java, and Profundity is really good. It's not even a year and a half. So in Peru, PE. I don't know where I'm assuming the country Peru. My best friend is actually Peruvian. His father's like from Peru, like emigrated. He was in the Peruvian military, and then he immigrated to the States. I'll say this, Pilkis. I don't think I don't think the Sidious cron is that big of a deal that you should like you can if you want to, if you already have it. No, you don't even have it. I would say this. I don't think the Sidious cron is like so game changing that you need to accelerate a farm for it. I don't think so. It's just temporary. It's just temporary. Darth Bane. I would say absolutely Darth Bane. I just don't see it, Baroness. I don't see it. I don't believe in it. I don't believe in it. And I get he's like a he is a yeah, he is a like a C requirement, but I don't think it's worth accelerating just for the Dedacron. Yeah, I do have a. I can't tell you specifically, just because my rank and my there's only like a handful of us. So if I told you what I did exactly in my MOS, there's very very few of us that like literally a handful that you would be able to like guess who I was probably. But because literally there's like one person in this geographic area that I live in my job. Like in all of this, like a third of the Marine Corps, there's only one person my rank and my job here, on this on this this area. So but I work in air control. I'll say that I work in air control. Um, so controlling aircraft. So marine aviation, control of marine aviation. All right, so Darth Bane. I do like your plan, except for I'm not a big fan of the Sidious plan. I'll say this. I do think it's important to get your relics up for Negotiator Malevolence. I would like to see another. I think you're close, if not there, on farming a second GL ship. Obviously not of when you would need a second GL ship. But I wouldn't recommend you farming Leviathan or Executor. I think this account needs to go for whatever comes out in 2024. Whenever that ship gets released, I think you should go for that 2024 ship. You should start side farming these other ships though, like all your pilotless ships. Yeah, that's good. No, I'm not saying Leviathan. I'm not saying Pocus. I'm saying the new ship in 2024. That's what you should go. Like in the future, you can loop back and get Executor and Leviathan. Like the same thing with me. I got the Executor and then I got the Leviathan, and now that I'm farming, I farmed 4 GLs. I'm looping back and getting Profundity, and then I'll get the 2024 fleet. So Leviathan, I get it, but the new 2024, yeah, don't get me wrong, it's a good Datacron. I just don't think it's worth it because if you're planning on going for C, then yeah, go ahead, farm Sidious. But if you're like, oh, I don't know when I'm gonna farm C, it could be in a year, it could be in 2 years. Like that could be a huge waste. And then it's like, oh, you had it for 2 months. Yeah, so I am hoping for a C Omicron, and that's or a C Lightspeed bundle. But I think overall, if you, I don't do farms for Datacrons. I don't. I'm gonna be 100% honest with you, and I would never recommend it. Even though like it's something that you can do. If you don't farm for C, right? There's no C bundle because we don't know if there ever will be. But if there's no C bundle, you'll have that character sitting there doing nothing as a Relic 7 for a very long time, where you could have farmed something that was like useful for your account in the long run. So I would not recommend it personally. And you don't even have the Datacron. You would have to like specifically farm for that Datacron. So I would say something else. Even like Set, I would rather you farm Set, believe it or not, because with Set you would have the pre-taunt, and then Darth Bane can be like a JMK because Darth Bane needs a pre-taunt to beat a Sith pre-taunt to beat JMK. So I would rather you have put that effort instead of Insidious into Set and then get Set to R7, and then that would be a better investment overall because Set's still good. Set can go with like Treya Set can be Relic Geos. And then you have your partner for Bane, and it's a good partner. So I would rather you like side farm Set or Bane, and then like Bane's gonna be a long-term part of your account with his Omicrons. So like having a Set to pair with them is better. So because right now you don't have a Sith that should go with Bane. You know what I mean? Like you don't have a Sith assassin or something. You don't have a Sith that should go somewhere else. Yeah, I do think Lightspeed bundles will be back. I just don't know if they'll be putting new ones. Yeah, I will say I am gonna go balls out on Bane as well. Um, yep. Nasty balls going balls deep with Bane. But I will say, like, I'm jumping on that Bane train too. Any day now, I'm gonna have Bane in his shards, and I'm gonna go all in. I just need to finish one more Inquisitor from R5 to 7. So I like your plan. I do think you need to get Jabba up. It sucks that I don't know if you were able to beat I don't know if you were able to beat Smuggler's Run 2, because Smuggler's Run 2 just happened like a day or two ago. And I don't think this can beat Smuggler's Run 2 without the relics. Not unless you got like really lucky. If you did beat it, good for you. Oh, really? I don't know. Because I like a true you know, farmer, I guess. I had Jabba up at relics right away. So, what was your other plan? Jabba, Bane, Sidious. Yeah, I don't like that. So after Jabba, let's look at some things here. Let's look at some things. So you don't have and again, you don't, it's not like you need to go for Night Sisters, but you don't have that one. You obviously don't have the Inquisitors. So I would say you're doing pretty good. You're doing pretty good for your do you? Oh, hey, you do. Okay. You did challenge tier 3 with this. What did you use for it? Did you use Talia or did you not use Talia? What was the team here? Old Daka, Marin, Mother Talzin, and then what else? With Talia? So you went no Asajj? Did you do like did you do no zombie or no Asajj? I imagine no Asajj, right? So what was it? The team was Talia, because Talia has a cleanse. So because old Daka gets heal immunity, Talia can cleanse that. So then when old Daka can heal, raise everyone. Otherwise, like Sidious will like do one hit, kill the team. Old Daka survives. Then he does it. If she can't heal enough, he'll do it again, and then she'll die. So you have to keep her healthy. And it just gives you a little bit of extra wiggle room to kill him. But good job on that. I do like that. Sith. Did you do it with Sith? So your Sith is really weak. And you don't have First Order yet. I would say this. You should, after Bane, you should get SOKR, to be completely honest with you. If I was you, I would do Bane. I would farm one Sith to go with Bane. I would say Set. Set would probably be your best bet, to be completely honest with you, because you need that pre-taunt. You need a Sith pre-taunt. He bought the bundles. So he's fine on it. Oh no, he needs the Kylo Ren's command shuttle. Yeah, so I would say SOKR. So after you're finished with Bane, SOKR is the easy way to go. That'll be 4 GLs. And then after that, I would go for the new fleet. Because by the time you finish SOKR, I think that new fleet's going to get announced here pretty soon. If it's not, then I would start working on. It depends. This account is actually in a really good position, to be completely honest with you. You can do some like side farms, like take Zori to relics, work up your Sith. I do think you need to take Iden up to relics. Iden's really good. Or at least gear 12. Your Galactic Republic needs some work. So I think if you take a little break and get your Galactic Republic up and working too, that would be a good side farm. But it's not like I don't think you should rush into like an Executor or something. Executor is a good ship, but I think if you want to work on some, because I don't know what's going to be in this next what do you call it? This next raid, but I think Galactic Republic will probably be important. Like obviously not this Anakin, but you know maybe Plo Koon or something. I don't know exactly who, but we'll have to wait and see. But I do think getting your negotiator fleet up and running, at least to like low relics, would be a good side farm to do. Same thing as your separatist, like at least getting malevolence up and running. So I would say like at least low relics for Anakin, Grievous. You don't have to R9 Grievous, but at least getting the fleets usable, getting a usable negotiator, getting a usable malevolence is really important, at least to low relics, as a side farm. Or you can go for another GL if you want to. So you can go for, but I think you're gonna be close to the point where where are you at? Yeah, you're going to be in Kyber really, really soon. Really, really soon. Once you have your 4 GLs, you should be, even once you get like Jabba up and running, I think you're in like Kyber. You should be in Kyber. You have 1 GL ship. You're gonna have 4 GLs here pretty soon. You're 100%, like you have good depth. You're gonna have Bane. You're gonna be on Kyber's doorstep. And once you hit Kyber, you're gonna need 6 usable fleets. So I would say like the Malevolence, the Negotiator, the Chimera, the Profundity. These 4 are gonna be really important for you. Once you get that 2024 fleet, that's gonna be another one. Rebels are another one you can use. You can put the Radis on defense, how she is. Once you have Finalizer, you're gonna slowly farm it up, but that'll be an executor counter for you sooner or later. But your fleets aren't ready for Kyber. It's really not. But you're close-ish. But I would say you're going to want the reliability, reliableness of Malevolence and Negotiator and the pilots at relics. Again, you don't have to relic up the Geos. Gear 12 is fine. Yeah. That's not a good thing, Norquist. Like, yeah, it's possible. Like, you don't have to deal with fleets, but the better, like, it's like 2 realms, right? Like, you can beat them on the ground or you can beat them on ships. Like, so in my opinion, Baroness, I think the first year an account is made, they should be going for a guild that does Darkside TB and ROTE to get what? Mods? His mods were good. I looked at his mods. Good mods. This, you can't judge this. But his mods are fine. Good mods. They're okay. 333. Offense? Yeah, offense. Yeah, his mods are perfectly fine. So I'll say this. I like your count. There's many ways you can go. Like Iden Versio is going to be important to you especially once you unlock the TIE Interceptor. Uh, yeah, but I think if you really want to like continue earning fleet crystals, which I think you're probably doing pretty good, right? Yeah, 13. If you want to continue earning like fleet crystals and maintain the dominance and then just have a better experience. And because if you get that new ship, you put it on defense, chances are it's going to be really good in GAC too, and it'll help you with fleets, fleet arena, and kind of like secure that placement for a very long time. Yeah, so I think overall, like I really like what you've done with the account. You're doing a good job. Bane, good. Sidious, bad. Um, Set would probably be a good pairing for Bane so that you have a JMK counter. Other than that, like you can use Jabba, but then you can use Jabba on, or you can use Jabba for like, what do you call it? For Leia, you know, like, because once you get into Kyber, you have to, like, how are you going to be taking out like 4, 5, 6, 7 GLs on defense? You have to have a plan. And then how are you going to have enough on defense to still like do well? Are you going to like block off a zone? Are you going to block off ships? Like, obviously, you can't block off ships. I don't think a Profundity is good enough for that because it can be beat with against on defense. It can be beat pretty reliably with a Malevolence. So yeah, so like it's hard, but you need to be planning for that, and that's what I would say is what's going to be the difference of you holding it in Kyber and like staying in Kyber or getting pushed back down, because your fleets are a really big weak point. So you're not going to win on fleets. So how are you going to win on the ground when your opponent's going to have like a way more GLs than you, like could have double your GLs? So you know, like that's why it's the 2024 fleet is going to be really important for your defense if you get that, and then developing off meta counters or continue building your GLs. It's up to you. You just have to pick a strategy and go for it. But you're doing really well. You're doing a great job. All right, who is next? Halsey. Yeah, no problem. But yeah, I definitely wouldn't go with Sidious though. I would go for something else. But I like what you're doing. I think you have a good account. Cover me, Porkins. I'm going in. All right, 7.5 million GP, 4.2 in characters, 3.3 in ships, 11,000 galactic war battles. Coming up on 3 years. All right, 2 GLs. I'm assuming you go with the JMK and Prey on defense. It's actually a pretty strong defense. 6-star Executor. 6-star Executor. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Whenever I farm my JMK, after I farm Profundity, I'm gonna get a JMK, and I'm gonna do the JMK and Prey. R9. I'll tell you what, this Malevolence probably beats. You probably have some decent RNG with Malevolence against Malevolence against the what do you call it? The Profundity. Oh man, you're gonna have an R9 General Grievous and still have Gear 12 Geos. What is this? What is this? Well, R9 Malevolence is probably doing some good work. Pretty slow JMK, but it's fine. Here's the culprits right here. Look at this garbage mod. I'll tell you what, I'm not the biggest fan on a full health SOKR. I'm not. I'm not. I much prefer like decent health, but more speed. I don't like this. I don't like this. I don't like it. It's a way. It's a way. You can go offense, you can go health, you can go speed. I'm just not a fan. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan. I just don't prescribe to it. I don't prescribe to it. I do like crit damage, especially for an R8. R8 gas, I prefer crit damage here. So I do like these protection secondaries, but I just like crit damage here. I do. I do. I think it's worth it, personally. I personally think it's worth it to sacrifice a little bit of protection to have him be doing those big daddy crits. I don't believe in it. I don't believe in it. I like big daddy crits. Big daddy crits. If he's like a lower relic, like a R7 or something, yeah, that's fine. I'm sure this is fine. This is a way to mod him. I'm sure this is perfectly okay. I still prefer crit damage for gas. It's modded well. It's just my preference. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like the difference of like, you know, I don't even know what the difference would be if you take off 24% here. I don't know. Let's say 130k protection compared to like how much damage he does with that crit damage triangle. The crit damage triangle is money. Absolutely money. So, you know, to each their own. R8 CLS, that's kind of nutty. I would say you're too much with your overuse of your where you are in the game. I think you overuse your relics. And I'll just say this, like it looks like you like R8. Yeah. If you R8 like your SOKR, JMK, CLS, R9 General Grievous, R8 Malgus, R8 Jedi Knight Luke. Like I could get gas because he's a requirement at R8, but like where you are in the game, like R7 should be your ceiling. Mace is good. Mace is good at R9. He is a good R9. So I'm not saying he's a bad R9. But this should be your ceiling. For non-requirements should be R7 until you build more depth in your account. I'm having deja vu. I'm having deja vu. It's like, didn't I just look at these Night Sisters? No, but it wasn't. It was the last guy's night. I was like, oh man. Apparently, you can get our challenge tier 3 with these. Apparently. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it and I'm gonna record it. And then put a guide out there. Just to piss people off. Be like, F you, Captain Amazing. I did this fight 300 times and I still haven't got it. Yeah. Yeah, you guys have some similar things. I do like the depth of your account, what you have. I don't like this. I don't like this. I do think you should get your Imperial Troopers up and running. I do think you should get your Jabba up and running. Yeah, I do. I do plan on getting a Jedi Knight Cal Kestis sometime. Yeah. Okay. As long as it's in the plan sometime. Java is truly transformative for modding. Like absolutely transformative for your modding. This is absolute crap right here. I'm not a fan of the Zam-Mummy, at least not until she's at Relics. And even then, she's kind of niche. I'm not a big fan. Stop it. You got this stop, Omicron. Stop. Makes sense. You got Malg or you got the Grievous, so it makes sense that you would invest in that. Countering JMK? Yeah. You could just like mirror JMK. Oh, never mind. I'm sorry. You put JMK on defense. The Phalanx on me? They don't have the Phalanx on me. Come on. Yeah, this is good. So I'll say this. You should go for Ray sometime soon. Like you really should. You're super close. She's a good GL. She's a good defensive GL too. And her Datacrons right now are like really strong. So you should, even before, I would say even before Jabba, believe it or not. Like you're that close that you should have Ray up and running. So if I was you, I would go Ray, Jabba, and stop doing this. Why do you keep upgrading like equipping gear before they're ready? Like you waste so much gear by doing that. So like stop equipping this. Like a Geobrood Alpha with 4. Like come on, dude. Look at that. And it's a finisher. A finisher on Geobrood Alpha. So I would say stop equipping gear willy-nilly like this. It's an absolute waste. Just wait until you can like upgrade a character and then upgrade it. Recent for SOKR doesn't need GBA. But even if you're planning on getting GBA up and running, like I would say that's a GBA is a luxury. GBA is absolutely a luxury. Because do you even have the armor? Hey Ethan. Here the best way to do it is you need to put in a request in my Discord. Here's a quick little video that explains it. All right, so yeah, like you don't have armor up and running. I don't know. I would say these are luxuries. Absolutely luxuries. Like SOKR can do a lot of good work without them. Especially since you have like Daka Zombie. Like Daka Zombie can be your like if you need something like for Lord Vader or something, you can go Watt Daka Zombie. I'm just saying it's a waste. It's a waste. You're just spreading gear around. So I personally, I don't prescribe to that. I don't. Hey, thanks for the super chat, Nitro. I appreciate it. I don't know what a pen is, but thanks for the pen. I don't know how much 390 pen is either. What is that? Is that Filipino money or something? Oh no. Oh no. It's Peruvian probably. I just don't know. All right. So yeah. But yeah, I definitely think you should fit in. Jedi Knight Cal Kestis perfectly fine. GG health. So I'll say this, like it's up to you on what you want to do, but your priority should be pennies. Lord Bane. So you should do you absolutely should get your Rey up and running. Jabba, like the sooner the better. Jedi Knight Cal Kestis is good. That's a lot of health for General Grievous. Especially with the stop Omicron. So I imagine like you're probably gonna slow farm stop or whatever. But yeah, if you get this up to relics too, I would say like stop up to relics is worth it. That's a good farming pathway. Don't forget to like continue farming your ships though. Like continue farming these ships. Even these, like Outrider. Yeah. So yeah, because stop with General Grievous with that Omicron is a dangerous thing. So I think it's not a bad investment for you since you already have General Grievous at R9. Don't sleep on these guys. Like continue to farm at least 2 hard nodes for ships a day. Like at least 2. Okay. Yeah, continue your farming. It takes a while, right? Like it takes a while to farm all your ships, but continue farming them. But that's a good path. I think you're doing well. And I do think I do think you would do well with that 2024 ship just to secure your fleet placement. Because I don't know what you're getting in fleets. 21. It's okay, right? It's okay. But you could be doing a lot better, I think. So if you want to secure like first every day, once that 2024 fleet comes in, like you can get the Leviathan and the Profundity. Even if it's not separatist, you do need to go for it, I would say, just to get you. And I think that's the biggest thing you're missing. All right. Let's go with bum 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 bum. All right, so Lord Bane next. Senior Bane. Minimum speed? It's not about, I would say the minimum, like you should aim for 200k health and as much speed as you can get. I don't know what the minimum speed is, but whatever you can get. You're pretty sure it'll be separatist? You think so? Just because of the I do think, hey, thanks for oh yeah, the super chat. 51 cents. I would say dun 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 dun. Go easy for you. Lord Bane, no guild. First thing you need to do, join a guild. Join a guild. I don't think it'll be all right, have a good night, music. Have a good night. I'll see you next time, buddy. I will say I don't think the next one will be I think it'll be light side, so I don't think it'll be separatists. I think the separatist fleet is the 2025 fleet. So I think Trench will be the capital ship pilot for 2025. 2024, I don't think it'll be him. You never know. You never know. But I'm hoping it'll be gas. Why am I hoping that? I don't know. 5 million GP. Man, what a 11,500 galactic war battles. Close to 3 years and 5 million GP. For shame. For shame. Oh, okay, it's a Lord Vader farm. That's why it has so low R9 Malgus, R8 Lord Vader. Yeah, Lord Vader farms are really slow. Where is Maul? Where is Maul? Yeah, I am hoping it's the gas is resolute. That's what my guess is. My guess is it's gas is resolute. So if that's the case, then I'm going straight for gas and then I'm farming for it. So we'll see. It's possible, Celery. It's definitely possible. R6 Bodhi Rook. I don't know. Well, they're gonna add in. They have to add in ships. So I imagine like Rex's ship would probably be part of it. Like Rex. I don't know. Yeah, maybe they would take like leftover clone troopers. Like the Starfighter, Rex. So it would be like clone troopers, I think. But yeah, there'll be more ships here. I hate everything about this farm, Lord Bane. I hate everything. I hate it. Yeah, Afra. Afra's a good one. Afra's a good one. So, obviously you need to get Afra. I hates it. This is just. Hey, thanks for the super chats, Nitro. Appreciate it. Oh man. So, what would I do? R9 5s. What would I do with this garbage account? Would I bin it? Toss it in the bin? Like obviously you need to get Wampa up and running. Obvious. Executor, you need to get it. Yeah, so get Afra up and running. Get Wampa up and running. Yeah, thanks, Nitro. I do appreciate it. Your review's coming up next after this one. I don't even think I think I would get Executor up and running. I don't think you care about efficiency on this one though. But I do think it's important. Hey, Dakota Honecker. Hey, good morning. Hey, thanks for the super chat. I appreciate it. Did you want to get an account review? Skills can't be bought? No, they can't. What would I do? I know you don't care about fleets, Lord Bane, just because you're like the punching bag of your fleet shard. But I would, if I had a free to play account, I think it's really important to get fleets up and running. So, I would get a fleet. Like your negotiator, honestly, is probably good if you get that up and running. Because if oh my god. Lord Bane, what are you doing, dude? Oh, I guess you haven't played in a year. Yeah, that's right. Get the Marauder. Get the Marauder. No, you get to cut the line, my dude. But you'll be after Nitro, so I'll do Nitro and then you, Honaker. But get Marauder, my dude. Farm Marauder. Like you have Lord Vader, no Marauder. So Marauder needs to be the first thing. Like double farm that right now. Yeah, yeah. But Marauder is a must-have right now. So after that, what would I do with this? Hey, Womprat, thanks for the raid, my dude. How are you doing? How'd your stream go? What would I do with this? Yeah, obviously Marauder. What would I do with this? JMK? Yeah, I think JMK would be good here. Platoons? You would make this your platoon bitch? You would just like start platooning these? I do think JMK is good. I probably would JMK. Yeah, since it's an alt account, I probably would. I would JMK this. So I would get Marauder up and running. I would use Marauder, and then I would go JMK into. Then go for Jabba. Then go for Jabba. Jabba into JMK. Yeah, that's what I would do with it. Or you know what? Bo-Katan. Farm Bo-Katan. Start slow farming. Farm fun stuff. New stuff. Bo-Katan. Yeah. So I would probably go Jabba or yeah, Jabba, JMK, Bo-Katan. Yes. Yeah, I think YouTube is allowing raids now, I heard. Yeah, Gungans? Yeah, Gungans. Yeah, farm some Gungans on this. Get Gungans. Honestly, yeah, I think Gungans would be good here. They're not farmable yet, so just go all in on the Gungans. Yeah. And you can start unlocking them because you can still do them right now. So yeah, that's what I would do. Gungans. Go Gungans. Go all in. Go for the Jar Jar. The Yar Yar. Alright. But you can get that right now. Nitro, did you drop your ally code? It was up here, right? Yeah, you did. I got it. Yeah, Gungans. Finish your Afra. Get Marauder. Go Jar Jar. No, just start single farming them whenever they become farmable, because they're not even farmable yet. So just start farming the shards once they come out. It's not like you have to hard farm them. Just start getting them up and running. All right, so we have Sir Din Grogu, Global Force. I do remember your account. I've seen this account before. I do remember it because I remember the name Sir Din Grogu. All right, 8.7 million GP, 5.1 in characters, 3.6 in ships. Okay. I seen your account before? Because I remember the name. 520 million guild. That's a good guild. I do like that you're using Thrawn to climb. All right, so Lord Vader and SLKR. Yeah, because I do remember the name. It's a memorable name. Sir Din Grogu. On fleets, you followed my advice. Excellent. What was my advice, if you don't mind me asking? What did I say? What did I recommend to you? Was it Marauder? I'll say this. You do need to continue working on your. Yeah. Okay. Um. Yeah. So you need to take the TIE Defender up. Um. Take her to R5. R5, the TIE Defender. So, like, it's good that you have the scythe up and running. Um, and especially if this is an alt, like, you should be aiming to R7 since you have Grand Inquisitor. So you should be aiming to R7 the Inquisitors. But I do think, yeah, I do think you need to get TIE Defender to R5 as well. It just makes the counter more reliable. Like there's times where the first or one of the reinforcements is going to come in and it's going to stun your TIE Defender. And if she's at relics, there's a chance, even if they like mass assist a stunned TIE Defender, that she can survive. But if she's at like gear 12, she's just going to die. So I would say like R5 at least for the TIE Defender. You can finish the relics on your Inquisitors if you want, but start working on these pieces right here, the right and left pieces. At least take her to, at least put some mods on her. She, oh, Chibis, man, mod her something. Very important ship. Hey, Jar Jar. Yeah, put some mods on her, dude. Mod this character and then take her at least to R1. Like if you don't want to use your relic material until you have your Inquisitors to R7, I totally understand that. But at least take her to R1. Oh, okay, cool. Mod this account. Mod this character. Like throw some mods on her, please. Please, please, please. Mod Iden. You took her mods for Conquest? What kind of mods do she have that she's not? So you have, yeah. So you have Cal Kestis where you need because you just need him R7. So he doesn't need his Omicrons. So you're perfectly fine right here at R8, R7. That's more than enough for the for Zepho. So Bo-Katan. Why are you upgrading Bo-Katan? Just for the upcoming Mandalorian? All right, so you're doing Bo-Katan for the upcoming Mandalorian, right? The zone. So I'll say this. If you're, I would wait. Like you can go for her, of course. But I'll say this: we don't know what the rewards are. We don't know what the requirements are. Um, and it's probably going to be R8 for that Mandalorian zone, more than likely. So we don't know anything yet, but you can also plan on Imperial Remnant too. So Imperial Remnant is probably going to be required for it. So I wouldn't take them to R8s. I wouldn't take them to R8s until we know what the requirements are and what the rewards are. So since it's R8s, we don't know if it's going to be like Imperial Remnants unlock. It could be Bo-Katan Mandalore unlock. Like we don't know yet. So just because it's supposed to be like a mixed zone, more than likely R8. So you're going for Bo-Katan, that's totally fine. Just kind of like slow your roll on the R8s. You can start once you have them all at like R7, because that's a good place to keep them anyways. Just hold on to those R8 materials until we know exactly what's the requirements are and what's going on with it, because you may like R8 them all, and then who knows, maybe the more important team will be this Imperial Remnant team for like unlock or the rewards or something. So yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's why I'm saying Nitro, like you can go for it, but just save the material, and then once it comes out, just dump the material and R8 them all just to make sure that it's ready. That's all I'm saying. Is if you want to, you can R8 them, but we don't know yet what's the more important team. Is it Imperial Remnant? Is it Mandalore? Yeah. So, because essentially, Rote doesn't have a lockout, right? So the second we unlock it, and as long as you don't deploy them or use them, you can upgrade them to your heart's content and then use them. So I'm just saying that, like, hey, just know, like, it's probably you're probably right. Hey, laser beams, you're probably right. It probably is the Bo-Katan team that's going to be the important one, but we don't know yet. So just something to think about, because it could be Imperial Remnants that's important. So yeah, and then again, if you're going for that, like your next farm may have to be Imperial Remnant for this team. So just plan on that. I would like start side farming those Imperial Remnants and get them up and running. Like when it's a good team, but more than likely, I think that it's going to be Imperial Remnants, Mandalore. Maybe you won't need them, maybe you will, but who knows? Yeah, I will say Jabba is a good farm for you. So after Bo-Katan, I would start working towards, and of course, like Iden, I would start working towards. Let's see where your hut cartel are. Yeah, you're in a pretty good position here. Start shard farming for Skiff Guard. Yeah, so it is the Imperial Remnants that's going to be important. Like this whole team, like it is probably, I don't know exactly what, but will be the perfect team, but probably like Dark Moff Gideon, Dark Trooper Moff Gideon, Scout Trooper, maybe Death Trooper, maybe Stormtrooper. I think one of these two will be the ones left out. But yeah, I know you're far, but I think you should at least like start getting the shards ready for Jabba. Like at least start shard farming your requirements. Like get Skiff Guard. I'm pretty sure he's a hard farm. Just add him to your hard farms and get it up and running. And then once you're in a good position, like once you have your guild requirements done and you're going towards your next big farm, I do think your next big farm should be Jabba. And then like 2024 fleet. 2024 fleet. It's going to be really important for you. If you can get that 2024 fleet, it's going to help you with your guild in TW, but also, yeah, I don't, I do think C and JML is a probably a good likelihood, but also if you farm Jabba, you'll be really close to JML too. I like for me, once I farmed Jabba and I got that Rebel bundle, I was like I was only Mon Mothma. I only had a relic up Mon Mothma, and I got JML. So you may be within touching distance of farming JML once you farm Jabba. But I think with like an account like this, right? The main goal, because it's a side account, should be like furthering your guild's prerogative or whatever. Totally fine. This is a good account, but yeah, yeah, Imperial, yeah, Mandalore, Imperial Remnant, Item Versio, Jabba long term, and then 2024 fleet once it comes out. You don't have to go like super hard into that 2024 fleet, but just like a little bit, you know what I mean? Like farm, do the galactic chases up to 100 refreshes. Start farming the ships whenever they become farmable. Like get within striking distance so that once you finish Jabba, and whatever it is else that you have to do for your guild, then you can do that. And then what are you doing for your Gungans? Okay. Yeah, and then once these become farmable, you need to farm them. Um, Gar and ISC. So Darth Bane does not go with Lord Vader. He does not, Nitro. He does not. Darth Bane goes by himself. Like Darth Bane goes by himself. He goes with like a garbage Sith. So let's look at your Sith. For you, Darth Bane will go probably with like Count Dooku. So it's gonna be Darth Bane and Count Dooku. So yeah, like I do think you should start shard farming for Gungans once you're able to. Because again, like since this account is guild focused, you're gonna need some good in a five, like if you're in that top tier guild, you have to get good or good raid participation. So you're gonna need the Gungans. So obviously you don't have to like drop all the crystals to farm them now, but once they're farmable, I would say go for it. And then Darth Bane, you're gonna pair with Count Dooku. So once you unlock Bane, I would say like get him up and running, R7, R8, wherever you want to start, and then you're gonna pair him with Count Dooku because Count Dooku has the most. So believe it or not, if you had Set is all you need for him to beat everything. But yeah, Lord Vader and Bane can beat everything, but pretty much Bane and Count Dooku can beat almost everything. The only thing Count Dooku can't, or without what they can't beat, is probably like JMK, because JMK with Cat has a chance of insta killing Bane. So you would need a Set. So if you had Darth Bane and Set, then he can beat JMK because Cat will insta kill Set with the pre-taunt, and then that turbocharges Bane, and then Bane can kill the team. But against all the other ones, yeah. Yeah, so Bane is going to be your offensive team, but I promise you, as long as it's not JMK, like he can beat everything with Count Dooku. As long as you have the Datacron, of course, which, yeah, you do. Yeah, so this is good. Ew, accuracy. Nothing you can do about that. Yeah, so I would say that, like, um, yeah, just set with Bane. Like Set would be an important character to farm up, like a good side farm, like getting him to R7. But in the meantime, but just for JMK. But if it's something like Leia or something, you can go like Darth Bane and Count Dooku because he has more relics. It's gonna turbocharge Bane a little better. So you can use Dooku with him too. So like, as long as it's not against JMK, then this is Count Dooku's fine. I will say I do believe in a crit damage triangle on Lord Vader. Like you want, like he's already mad thick, right? Like he's big papa thickness right here. Get this crit damage triangle on him. Like he ramps, and especially at R9, like his thickness, he's already thick. Like he's a thick daddy, right? You can't tell because he's wearing robes, but this guy has a badonkadonk. So you don't need to have a protection triangle here. Throw in a crit damage triangle on him so that he can, when he ramps, he just does, you want him to do as much damage as possible. But he's already like mad thick, so like just crit damage triangle on him. You can do this. This is really low damage for an offense set, to be completely honest with you. I've seen SOKRs with more damage with a speed set. Yeah, so I don't know if you have the mod depth, but like this, you know what I mean? Like you have an offense set with a health cross. You know what I mean? So I don't know what you're doing here with this one. It needs to be like if you're going offense, it needs to be all offense. And if you're gonna go all offense, he needs to have like at least 13k or 14k offense if you're gonna go all offense. So I would say you're in Kyber 3. Yeah, I could see that, I guess. But I would say speed set. Like speed set this guy. Crit damage is fine here. Offense here. Health here. Yeah. But speed set would probably be better. Like get him fast. Still like you still want some health. Like 130k is fine. You want speed? I aim for like 580. 580 speed on SOKR, and then as much damage as you can get on him. But this is not a good. You're kind of like in between, and I don't like what's happening here. He's like really slow. His damage isn't great. And he has kind of high health, but I think out of speed, damage, and health is kind of like the least important one. Yeah. Other than that, I like what you're doing. I like the account. I like that you're using it to benefit your account or your guild. So, all in all, it's good. Please finish the get two on these. Like your account is way, way, way too old for you to not have an R7 Malevolence and Negotiator. So like use your get two, get the Malevolence and the Negotiator to R7. So yeah. And then continue side farming your ships. Continue doing it. But use your get to on these guys, the Malevolence and the Negotiator. But I can tell you that without like decent ships, you're gonna struggle to maintain your unless you can like effectively block out because essentially your account is just really wide on the ground, really wide on the ground. But you're lacking on like height, and you're lacking on ships like heavily. So I would love to see you like have a ship year, but the problem is you're so committed to your guild because you're in a high guild that it's going to be hard. But once you have like if you ever find yourself like after you farm Jabba and then you're kind of like good on guild requirements, I would say you need to farm like that 2024 ship, the Profundity, the Leviathan, the Executor. Like ships are still important too. They're important in TW. They're important in row. They're important in like a lot of things. Like especially ROTE. It's the most points you can get for those combat missions. So like ship, especially the executor, you get a 7-star executor, like every single phase in the middle phase, you get like a buttload of points. You know what I mean? And especially as you like every single phase, you're getting like 400 to over a million um, points just for that ship. So, you know, they're good ships. They're good for the guild. It's important is in TW like to have that ship depth. Otherwise, if you know like if you could lose off based off ships if you don't have that. Um, yeah. So like maybe after Java, you should, and if you have your guild requirements fine, then you should start working on like building some GL level ships. I think would be good for your account. Or even GLs too. Like if you just want to fully commit to the ground and go with GLs, that's fine too. And even like GLs are important. They're important for defense. They're important for DW. They're important for ROTE. They just, you know, like I get like you have a million things to do, but once you get your guild requirements, I would say just like, hey, Java would be great, and then start working on some ships. And then if you don't want to work on ships, you can go like even JMK would be great for your account in your guild, or something like that. Something that's like really strong. Leia, JMK, like those top tier, older or I'm sorry, newer GLs would probably be really good. And then maybe you know like yeah, I'm sure you're really close to Ray. Not so much, but you know what I mean. Like, just just try to like choose a farm and then finish that farm. You don't have to be like super beholden to the guild. And I get it; it's like an alt, so it's not like a super big deal to you. But sooner or later, you have to add height to your count. You can't just go like all depth. But it's good account. Solid. I'm glad you're getting crystals though. I'm glad you're getting crystals. That'll help your the progress of your account. Are you seeing a big difference in your are you seeing a difference with like your crystal income? Like having extra crystals to spend in there? Cuz I think it's a good deal. It's a big deal. All right. So I think that's it for my oh man. That's it for my reviews. Yeah, no problem, Nitro. Thanks for letting me look at your account. Oh, no problem. Happy to look. Happy to look. It's a good account. Yeah, that's what I was telling you. Like the difference of having like that crystal income is huge. Absolutely huge. And you weren't that far away, so it's good. Absolutely good. So it's good that you're getting good participation. I'll tell you what. Oh yeah, Dakota. Dakota, there you go. Sorry, I looked at my list and I was like, "Oh, I don't have any." Sorry. Yeah, I got you, Dakota. Dakota. Mr. Honecker. Let's see. Yeah, I felt like something. I was like, I was like, I swore I had another one on there, and I looked at my list, and I was like, oh, I just didn't add you to my list. Sorry. Oh, sorry. Matt, so I've been doing physical therapy for my neck, and they jacked up my shoulder, like super jacked it up. That's why I'm like really twitchy today, is because like all right here is like super stiff. All right, HK2494, 6.7 million GP, 5.4 million or 5,400 galactic war battles. You got Executor. How are you doing? in your, here, let's see. Look at this. One second. That way you can't lie to me. I'm gonna make sure you can't lie. Save you the trouble. All right, let's see. All right, so Mr. Honecker, you need to attack more in fleets. Why aren't you doing your fleet climbs? Because it's like you got your executor, right? And then you just like you sit here at 20. So what's going on with this? Because your shard is a year and only like a year and some change. A year and some, well, I don't know how old your shard is actually. You could be a returning player. Hey Adam, what'd you do? So what's going on here? Why aren't you doing your fleet climbs? Because this is a, believe it or not, this is a big deal. Aren't fast enough. What does that mean? Your fleets aren't fast enough. You don't have a hyperdrive on them? So you can beat, I'll say this, you can beat executors and you can beat profundities with your fleet. I promise you. I promise you. If I had your fleets, this fleet, I would be able to beat profundities and executors. All right, so first of all, you need to put the Zeta on this. Like, unfortunately, like the speeds do matter. It's not like super important right now. But I promise you, you can. Like if I had your account, I promise you, I would be able to get it to at least top 5. At least top 5. Unless the top 5 is Leviathans, you can find places to attack. Because here, we'll come back to your account. At the very least, top 10. Because here, I'll show you mine. Hey Josh, how's it going? So here's my fleet, right? So I don't know how old your fleet is, but it's probably not as old as mine. So here, if you were in my shard, right, you'd be able to attack Enrius for number 5. You'd be able to attack Big Ben-Hur for number 7. And then you'd be able to attack R2D2 for 11. So you could go 11 to 7 to 5, right? And then from 11, you have 14, 15, 16, 18, 20, 21. Do you see what I'm saying here? Like, you can... Hey, cheers, Jar Jar. So, yeah, I'm sure. But usually sprinkled in there... I'm gonna have to hold off on that, the push-ups, Baroness. Just remind me next time. I literally just said my whole right shoulder is like super effed. So I really can't do it right now. I really can't. So I have to go see like a physical therapist for my shoulder. It's just like, it's like absolutely messed up. I don't know what's going on with it. Yeah. So next time, just remind me. But like right now, it's just like it's super crazy tight. I can't do it. One-handed push-ups. It's my strong arm that's weak. My left hand is not like if I had to do one-hand push-ups, it would be with my right side. It's not about the Discord either. So I'm just saying, usually, because you said there's like 7-star Leviathans. All right, so if you, because I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's like 11, including myself. We have 11 Leviathans in my shard. And out of that 11, you could still climb here. And I just showed you that like there's going to be people in here that aren't Leviathans, and you can beat Profundity, you can beat 7-star Profundities, and you can beat 7-star Leviathans. If you don't know how, you need to watch the what do you call it? What's his name? Bit Dynasty. You need to watch Bit Dynasty. But essentially, with Profundity, if you survive the initial volley, then you heal up your Razor Crest, you try to kill their tank, and then you take out your TIE Bomber, and then you basic with TIE Bomber on the first turn, you use its special on the second, and that gives you enough time to get your ult. So that's essentially what it is you're out racing them. But I promise you, you can climb if you do your 5 attacks a day within the hour of your placement. You can still climb and get decent placement. I promise you, there's some days where you'll probably get first. You know what I mean? Like some days you'll probably get first. So you can do it. So it's definitely possible. It's definitely possible. You don't have to have a Leviathan to get first. It helps, but if you can still beat the two, like every other fleet in the game except for a Leviathan. You can beat Profundities, you can beat Executors. If there's Negotiators like peppered in there, I don't know how this guy got here with the Negotiator, but he is. But you can beat like all these things, so you can do it. You just have to like put forth the effort. And it's a lot of it is a lot of what do you call it? Crystals that you're holding off on. So, and that's what you have to do. You just have to attack around the Leviathans, because if some days if you just get unlucky and there's only Leviathans, then that's all you can do. It's muscular. It's because I've been doing physical therapy for my neck. They've been having me do like certain exercises. But it's like muscular. So it's not, it's like, it's all right here, like all right here, like in the muscle. It's like super tight tendons. What would I use to beat Leviathan? I would use, I personally would use the Chimera or a Leviathan. So I use the Leviathan mirror. If you don't have it, then you don't have it. But you know, I would use the Chimera personally. But I have Scythe, so you know, you got to do what you got to do. Got to do what you got to do. All right, let's look. That's enough about his fleets. But that's the biggest thing that you can do to improve your account more today is start doing your attacks. So you don't need to have the shard, Dakota. You don't need the shard as long as you just attack 1 hour before your fleet placement. Like every 1 hour before, you just do all your attacks and then you attack around the Leviathans. You just have to do it. And if you do that every day, you'll get better crystals and that'll improve your account immediately. Oh, nice, Adam. Sorry, I missed your message. Congratulations on hitting Kyber 1. I like your SOKR. Your SOKR is modded well. Your C is modded not as well. Yeah, not as well. I wouldn't invest more in these, to be completely honest with you. You can get this one up more, honestly. Honestly, you could probably take this one to 6A. Yeah. I would take this one up to 6A. I would your speeds are really low, so I understand why you have. Yeah, your mods are really bad on C. Your mods are really bad. The good thing about those mods is health with health primaries, even really slow, you'll always have a home for them. Because like Barris, even General Grievous, like Shorty, there's a bunch of characters that like they don't necessarily have to be the fastest, and they just care about that health primary. So they'll always have a home. Just stop doing that. I'm sure you if are you in my Discord, Honecker? Or have you seen my guides for so I would recommend just like watching my guides for that. Watching my mod guides. I'm sure you've probably seen them, but you should build some like more depth of your mods. Yeah, Starkiller needs a crit damage here. Like he doesn't want offense. Get crit damage here. Yeah. Yeah, this needs to be crit damage. Okay. Yeah, it takes time. It takes time. I'll say this, if you can farm Java, right? If you farm Java, it is really like a night and day difference. I'll tell you, there's two things, Dakota, that was huge in changing my mods and how fast I'm building good mods. The first one, when I started reliably getting first in fleets. If you can get reliably first in fleets, your crystal income shoots up, and then you can start always refreshing 3 mod refreshes, and you'll have an excess of crystals. That's why I have like I don't know, close to 40 or something K crystals. It's because I earn more crystals a day than I spend, even doing all the crystal refreshes. Also, um, Java. Java is huge. Absolutely huge. Yeah. So if you get Java, and I'm telling you, the second you get Java and you do that first Smuggler's Run 2, it's just double chef's kiss. The first time you do that Smuggler's Run 2, you're going to be like, what have I been doing with my life that I waited so long to get this? I'm telling you, it is a night and day difference for mods. You get those micro attenuators, you get all those free 6 dot mods, you get free additional mods, which isn't like really a big deal. But the free 6 dot mods, the free micro attenuators are just so good. So good. So the second that you get Java, your mod score is just gonna explode as long as you follow the mod potential guide that I have out there. So if you have that and that you get Java, it's gonna be so good. So yeah, so Ray into yeah. Ray into Java is good. If you want to take a pit stop after Ray, since you already have Zori Bliss at gear 12, or yeah, gear 12, I would at least take her to like Relic 3, Relic 5 once you're done with Ray, because she's still a fantastic character, even on defense. If you don't have the right counter or a GL to just like blast through her, like she can stop a player. So this is a really good team. Like you already invested the Kyrotech into her and the Zetas and the Omicron. You might as well just like get her up and running after Ray, of course. The materials to get 6 dot mods. So each you pretty much get a free 6 dot mod every Smuggler's Run too, and you can run the event twice, so you get like it's pretty much like one free 6 dot mod a week. The once you get Jabba, essentially, because it happens like every 2 weeks or so, and you can run the event twice every time it comes around, and every time you do the event, it's 30 micro attenuators and enough slicing material to 6 dot gold mod. So it's like really, really good. Yeah, it's really good. Um, you do need to keep working on your ships. Don't even like the bad ships. You need to farm every single ship to 6 stars. Pilotless ships. You need to get this Hyena bomber up and running. Yeah, like get it to 85. Get these to 85. Get your geos to gear 12 at least. At least the pilots. Farm the malevolence. The malevolence is huge. I would leave Negotiator at 5 stars, honestly, and I would start farming the Malevolence. Like, finish the Y Wing. So finish all these stars. Like, side farms, like these characters don't require Kyrotech. So you can side farm, like 5s. Rex isn't important, but the Geos, the Geopilots, Rex, I'm sorry, the Geopilots 5s, you can side farm them and get them up and running like at least to gear 12 just for your ships. So yeah. Yeah, but I would like get the Hyena bomber and get these pilots to gear 12, get these fleets up and running. Like this fleet's really important. This is a pretty reliable way. The Malevolence is going to be a reliable way for you to beat Profundity. Even with like bad RNG, it's usually at least like cleanupable. So you make the fleet the Profundity, which granted you don't always see it on defense, and even if they have it, usually they take it on offense. But you can take that fleet, put it on take it on offense, and it cleans up. It beats chimeras, like strong chimeras, ones with scythe, tie defender, tie interceptor, like the Malevolence beats it, even low gear. And then it also beats Profundity. So it's a really good fleet to have. Also beats Negotiators. Not the Marauder variants, but like that's the bread and butter. Negotiator beats Malevolence. Malevolence beats Negotiator. Um, yeah, so they're both good. But don't ignore these fleets. Like yeah, it's great that you have the Executor, but I would say just watch the 5 star watch the 5 star here. Watch the 5 star Executor guides that Bit Dynasty has. It's really good. Like really, really good guides. He fully explains it, goes over all the different RNGs that can happen with it. And is it 100%? Like no, but I would say this, like it's really, really reliable. Sometimes you get some bad luck, but when I had a 5 star Executor, I was able to climb all the way to first off of 7 star Executors and 7 star Profundities, and it was like pretty reliable. So I would lose maybe 1 out of 5 attacks. So if I was like 4 attacks away from being first, I would get first because I would lose maybe one of those. And usually it was like I would just like lose a Profundity. The Razor Crest would die in the initial volley. Not a big deal. I just restarted it. He survives. I heal him up. I take out the tie defender, the first reinforcement. I get my ult first, and then I win. And it's that easy. So that's all you have to do. Like it's just, but you have to like engage in it. You know what I mean? And this is the time where you learn your executor. Like this is the time before you have a Leviathan or Chimera counter or whatever you're gonna do. This is the time where you actually like learn the ins and outs of that executor. Executor against malevolence or whatever that they have there. Executor against the profundity. Executor against other executors. Like this is the time that you get like the chance to do 4 or 5 attacks a day, really learn the ins and outs of the fleets, so that later on when you have better fleets, you still understand the ins and outs of your executor, because you may still be using it in like TW. Like there's in my TW, there's times where I'll be taking out like multiple profundities, executors, or leviathans because I'm using the off meta counters, and I'm just like using what do you call it? Like I'll finalizer an executor. I can chimera a leviathan. I can executor a profundity or another executor. Like I can like clean up something with a malevolence or something, like, so I'm using all of my fleets to take out multiple GL level ships, not just with my GL level ships, but by the off meta. So this is your time to like fully learn this stuff, when you don't have like the top of the meta things and like this is a good time to just like get your reps with the executor. And it just like that's the most you can do to improve your account like right now, is start earning those fleet shard crystals. Yeah, so that's probably like the best thing you can do. I would say that a good side farm too would be getting an R5 Dark Trooper. Like I said, I think you probably already have CT3 with this, because you could do it with like a Gear 12 Death Trooper too, with like Piet, Death, Stark, Veers range. But Dark Trooper at R5 is still an absolute powerhouse. They take out. I use mine to take out Zori teams. I use it to take out Traya teams. I use it to take out Sith Empire teams. I use it bounty hunters. So they're still useful all the way up to like Kyber 2. And then even in Kyber 1, they can clean up GLs. So if you have like a solo Lord Vader or SOKR or something like that, you can absolutely use them to clean up GL's worst case. But that Dark Trooper at Relic 5 is going to be really like key on having that power. So just a side farm. So Zori is a side farm, Dark Trooper is a side farm. Would probably be really good. Other than that, like finish your Rey, and then finish your start Jabba is what I would recommend. And then once that 2024 fleet comes out, I would recommend you go for that too. Like if you want to secure like first fleet placement every day, then getting that new 2024 fleet is how you did it. Because I was a return player too. And I built my executor, I 7-starred it, and then Leviathan came out, and I went straight for the Leviathan. And I saved up crystals so I can, because I farmed Malgus out of Proving Grounds, and I saved up crystals, all my crystals for Malgus, and then I did Conquest for his ship, and then I unlocked Leviathan, and now I get first each day with like 1 to 2 attacks. So you can do it too. You just have to go for like the top of the meta new ship. So if you're in a position to farm that, just farm it. And that'll secure your first place fleet crystals every day, which is absolutely massive for your daily income. It's like 12,000 crystals a month. So that's like huge, like absolutely massive amounts of crystals, so that you're just like kind of wasting, because you're getting what, like 20, so you're getting 100 crystals I think a day. So I think it'll be Gas's ship, but who knows, Adam. That's just what my estimation is. That's what I would do with your account, would be my recommendations. You have a fast Bosk. It's your second fastest. No, it's not that fast. You don't have mod depth. No problem. So once you get Smuggler's Run 2, yeah, so that's my recommendations, my dude. So, but you have a good account. I think, and I get it. It's hard as a returning player. Like, if you come in and you're like super focused and you build that like huge fleet and you stay ahead and you get those crystal income right away and it like steamrolls your account into this like massive juggernaut of income. Like as a return player, you're slogging through because you don't have that income, that fleet income, and it's a slower thing. But you can overcome it because the fleet arena is just one team. So if you have the top of that one, that the top fleet, then you now it doesn't matter if they have 10 more, or 5 more, or 6 more million GP than you. It doesn't matter because your strongest fleet is stronger than their strongest fleet, or it's equivalent. So it equalizes everything. So if you look at my fleet shard, like the guys are in there are like massive accounts and they have 8 GLs and 3 of the fleets, but I'm still up there like top 5 in my ships. So it's just like like all that extra stuff doesn't matter because it's one fleet against one fleet and that's all they can do. I do think the new fleet will come out with is Relic 10. I do think Relic 10 will be this year. It's been a long time before they increased the relics, so we're about due for it. I felt like a year ago it was too soon, but now I feel like yeah, the new fleet ship should have Relic 10. I think what they're trying to avoid though is like a kind of where the Lord Vader effect, where they made things too expensive and then people just didn't farm it. They were just like, nah, after that, I'm not going to farm it. And so it didn't generate as much, you know, enough interest and revenue because people just didn't want to go for it. So I think they're hesitant on making that like same Lord Vader mistake. So they like kind of like slowed their roll on because if they make a relic 10, then they have to like open up the doors to like more relic 8s and more relic 9s to make it easier, because essentially like we're doubling the resources we need. It really gets it's expensive because it's like multiplicative, right? I guess it's additive, but still it's still a lot. But yeah, so that's my review. I think they will. I think they will sooner or later. Yeah, but good count. Good account, Mr. Honecker. Good account indeed. All right. Well, I do have to do my conquest, but I'm gonna probably go do it in bed. Go lay down and then knock out the rest of my conquest. I got to do one more refresh. I do it really quick, but not a big deal. Yeah, but as always, thanks everyone for hanging out with me. It's always a pleasure to stream for you guys. Do a sleep stream? No. No, I'm not. Plus, my wife would not want me streaming our sleep. If anything, if I did a sleep stream, it wouldn't even be about me. They'd be like, "Hey, who's this guy? Get him out of the stream. Like, let's focus on the lady in there." So, it would be a whole different kind of crowd that's in there. All right, let's see who's I don't want to assume there's no one I can raid, because last time I did that, Lysol was raiding or streaming, and I felt pretty bad that I didn't raid him. So let me see if someone's available. No, I'm the only one. Apologies. Apologies. But I do got to go to bed so I can start my day. Tomorrow's Friday? Yeah. Tomorrow's Friday. So yeah. Probably gonna watch some more of that Fallout TV show. It's really good so far. I don't know if you guys have been watching it, but I've been really enjoying Fallout. So really enjoyed. I've been really liking it. I've been watching Fallout, and I've been watching Shogun. So only one more episode left of Shogun. Um, but yeah. Hey, thanks Nitro. Have a wonderful night. Thanks for the donations, everyone. Hanging out with me, always a pleasure. Before I end it, did you have any more questions for me, Honecker, about your account or anything else I reviewed or anything like that before we close this out? Man, I need it. I really do need a stretch. All right. All right. Have a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, good night, wherever you guys are. And I'll see you next time. So take care.